So, like I did a video. I want to say a month or two ago. About 2 months ago when that Luka trade happened, and I was like, man, these owners are really trying to take control back of the league. I said it was the players. I was like, it is the. I was like, it was the apron thing, and the thing I was like, something else is coming. I didn't know what it is. And with today firing or tomorrow, whenever I was like, or yesterday, whenever this comes out, of Mike Malone getting fired along with Calvin Booth, the general manager, we have two teams that right before the playoffs, because Taylor Jenkins was the other one in Memphis, that got fired right before the playoffs started going. Yes, amongst their team having a losing streak, but the playoffs right around the corner, and you want to basically get rid of your team coach now. When it's like no more normally, we would just wait till the off season this happened and we get rid of them. Now, on one hand, I can say, hey, maybe you want to get ahead of it before the playoffs, is because, hey, maybe they go on a run, and you're like, damn, now we're stuck with this guy that we didn't really want. But at the same time, hell we doing. And I think this builds more to the point that I was saying that I was like, I feel like in the NBA now that I was like, how things have been sort of like lined up and orchestrated, that I really feel like some of the owners and some of the people in charge are really kind of like getting tired of how things have been running. They're sort of like, no, we make the final decisions here. Because like I said, the coaching getting fired from the, I was like, while the playoffs are here, doesn't make any bit of sense unless you done already made your decision and you're just like, yo, we're done with this. Like the same way that it's like the Downs was like, we're not about to pay Luka that money. And you sort of see like the thing that I wouldn't be surprised either if Ja gets sort of traded this over this summer, just because it's like him over here and they doing the thing with him doing the the finger pointers, whatnot. And while on one hand I could be like, oh, it is kind of excessive, but he has done stuff that's like kind of been like you're on the radar. So it's like, hey, do you want to dial back and chill on stuff that someone that's they have already pointed you out with? But at the same, but also, minutes ago game, then they got rid of your coach. I was like, the way you sort of have gone this season a little bit up and down. That it's like, if you think that they got rid of Luka for how he does his body and all this other stuff, you don't think that job's around the corner. Also, he's up for an extension where he gets some boohoo dollars, and they might not want to even have to deal with that. I'm just saying. I was like, it seems like a whole bunch of the owners over here with the money that they got is like, on one hand they're like penny pinching because it's like they don't want to pay the player that much and have them have that much control, I feel like. But also at the same time, yo, you coaches, get up out of here. Like, we ain't waiting for y'all no more. We firing y'all with the full pink slip. Get on out. And I just think that it's just building more so to the case that it's just like, we're not like all these places where y'all think y'all have power, y'all don't have power. And like with that, and I was like, the apron thing, I think that was just one of the bigger things, because I think that was really more so of like, yes, it want to stop like certain teams from like, like how Golden State was able to build that super team. And I was like, but you've also seen how it hurt the Nuggets and hurt the Timberwolves this season, where they're making trades really early with the Timberwolves that probably wouldn't have made because you would have run it back with that same squad. Or with the Nuggets of not retaining a lot of like a couple of their people, whereas like, or some teams also just not signing people to deals, and they're just gonna wait. I think that's really what it was sort of targeting. The fact that it's like, we're tired of giving some of these dudes max contract that ain't max contract. They're not franchise players, not like that. Like Michael Porter Jr. getting a max contract. Guess what? That's not happening nowadays. So I think it's to stop stuff like that, to where once again it's like, it's controlling where the money's going. We're not going to give you players this huge boatload of money anymore like that. You're gonna have to really earn it, and even then, we might not feel like we even getting you that high. Cause I was like, the money was getting to a point where it's like, yo, somebody's going to end up making like nearly like 100 something $50 billion a year type of thing. Not yet, but you get what I'm saying. At this point, where how the money was going, and I don't think they really want that. I was like, I think outside of I was like, look, I don't think they want to really be doing that with like LeBron and them either. But they're just so popular and so great that you don't really have a choice. But the thing is, everybody else, you don't want to be the face of the league. Why am I going to pay you like that? No, 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 get up out of here. No, 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 we're not going to give you that money. I was like, that's what I feel like they're doing here. Some of you coaches that got clout and think y'all over here running things because you got us a championship or whatever. I don't like how you're doing things. Get on out of here. We're tired of dealing with your stick. Get out of here, buddy. So, yeah. So I just think that everywhere we looking, I was like, they're making sure that they're basically saying like, hey, unless you the top person, Jokic, Shea. I was like, and that's right now because I was like, hey, we don't know it. I was like, that might take a turn too. Now I was like, unlike and I'll say Giannis. Cause I'm gonna say those three, you don't really have any of the complaints of like getting the body in shape, playing basketball, none of that other stuff like you have in like with literally any of some of the other players. I was like, Tatum could be thrown in there as well. And it's sort of hard because I was like, guess what? Depending on who you are, like about his off-court stuff. Some people don't, but guess what? NBA gonna matter about that. I was like to where it's like, can he even be the face of the franchise? I mean, of the league. See what happened once Ja and Zion. I was like, yes, injuries. I was like, what a part of it, but on the court stuff. I'm just saying. Reason why AI didn't get it. I was like, Kobe during the stuff that he was having. They sort of was like for a while or whatever. I'm just saying. I was like, it just sort of depends, but I was like, like I said, I don't think it's done, but I think they done hit sort of the major pieces already of them taking it back to NBA. Could it be something else to drop? There always can be, but I think the three things have happened: coaches, players, I was like, the apron is really the sort of qualification. Anyway, what do y'all think or whatever? Because I was like, it is crazy that you're firing coaches this close to things, but whatever. Peace. I'm out.